Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. This is finished off in hot pepper red metallic. MSRP is just over $60,000. We basically have a mini Ford F150 Raptor with this brand new Ranger Raptor. So let's take a look at what this is powered by. Underneath the hood, you will find the 3-liter twin turbo. This is the EcoBoost V6. It is paired to a 10-speed automatic, and it pumps out 405 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque sent to those rear wheels. However, the Ranger Raptor has the 4-wheel drive system. It weighs in around 5,300 pounds, 0 to 60, 5.3 seconds, top speed of 107 miles an hour. This also has ground clearance of 10.7 inches. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, from different angles, you could mistake this for its bigger brother. Everything is virtually identical, including the massive Ford logo in the grille, forward-facing camera, plenty of cutouts in that grille as well. Even the headlight high beam, DRL, and turn signal design is integrated, wraps around that grille. Now, there's fog lights in the steel bumper. There's also a large inlet with active grille shutters, sensor for the distance pacing. There's brushed aluminum, skid plates underneath, tow hooks on both sides, and then even a graphic over on the driver's side. There's also these trim accents in the base of the hood there that are functional heat extraction vents, and then really nice bulges that come down both sides. Now, as we work our way to the side, Ranger Raptor is equipped with a set of 33-inch tires with these 17-inch wheels that have a great design to them. This also shares a similar suspension setup as the F150 Raptor. So we have the Fox Racing 2.5-inch shocks, both front and rear. And then we have the fender flares that have a nice design to them. There's a trim accent behind that. We have power folding side mirrors with a camera and a turn signal. And then a set of steel side steps to make it easy to enter and exit. You could use those as rock sliders if you needed to. And then this particular truck has an optional graphics package for that bed to give it a really nice look. Now, the Ranger Raptor for the USA market only comes in one configuration. We have the Super Crew, so the full 4 doors with the short bed here. And then in back, we have that same graphic on the opposite side, along with Raptor, Rangers in the lower section. There's a backup camera. We have a steel rear bumper with all these sensors, dual exhaust, tow hooks, and then this tow is right around 5,500 pounds. A normal Raptor or a normal Ranger is going to be closer to 7,000 pounds. Payload capacity is also 1,400. Now, we do have remote start, so let's take a listen. And then you can quickly shut that off. Now, we do have the locking tailgate, so you have to make sure the vehicle is unlocked in order to gain access, where another option is the spray-in bed liner, which is really neat to see. Now, this does have an aftermarket cover, so you can easily flip that out of the way, obviously just depending on what you need. Where we have some auxiliaries on this left side here, plenty of tie-down hooks, and a pretty good size. It's what you would expect for a mid-sized truck. We also have the channel clamps down below, along with a ruler if you need to use that. And then as we take a look at the interior now, we have very nice materials on this door panel. Release handle is hidden on the back side there. Plenty of storage in the lower section as well. And then there's a two-tone design for these leather seats. There's also a hint of the suede, which is nice. And then for this mid-size truck, you do get storage underneath the seats. So you can lock this up, gain access to that area, and then quickly fold those back down. And then hopping into this now, at 5'10", I have a bit of space. There's storage pockets back here, a little bit of storage in the middle, auxiliaries down below, and I have about 1 inch or so of headroom, so it's pretty spacious for its confined size. We have the armrest along with some cup holders and the power sliding rear glass. For a mid-size truck, this is honestly what you would expect, but I could be comfortable riding around town in the back. Now, we also have the keypad on the exterior. You can lock and unlock with the door handle, of course. And then a similar design for the door panel with your side mirror adjustments, window controls, even memory seating adjustments. And then the Raptor branded leather front seats. Really nice lateral supports to them. They are power operating, of course. And then as we hop into this, we have a solid and perforated leather steering wheel, massive paddle shifters on both sides. Let's start this back up, where we can go over the rest of this info. So we have your cruise, distance pacing, lane keeping assist, volume, and Bluetooth, On the right side, you have tuning, as well as the rest of these controls to go over the infotainment system. So currently, you'll see the tach on the left side. There's vitals in the upper section, miles per hour on the right, and some information in the lower section. Now I can also pull up some more info by going into the main menu. When you click on My View, you can customize what you would like to see in this. So just going into here, you can get what you would like. Now there's also trip and fuel, you have off-road, so you can go through all of this information as needed. There's also towing, you have navigation and phone, audio, and settings, along with vehicle maintenance. So pretty easy to go through all this information, and then you do have shortcuts for your steering, as well as your suspension, and then you can even go into the exhaust, depending on how you would like to hear it. Now on this left side, we have the headlight and fog light adjustments. There's one air vent. And then as we work our way to the infotainment system, you have quite a lot to go through. You can quickly pull up all of these icons like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have your navigation and phone. Then you can go to the next icon there and get into all of your settings basically. You can also go to a calm screen, so you can hide all that information away. And then when you go back into this, you can even get into off-road. So with your off-road settings, you have the camera system up front, and then in the middle, you can pull up your PSI. You can even go into your front and rear locker. You have your trail control that you can turn on and activate. And then you can even get into your pitch and roll, as well as your degrees for the steering wheel with this next setting. And then the last one is for parking sensors, so you can turn those on and off. Now still within this screen, we can even go through the camera system. So you can pull up all these different angles, just depending on what you need to see. And then we can quickly exit out of that, get back here, where you can actually go into the camera system itself if you need to view that. Now in the middle, we have all of the settings for your climates. You have your temperature dials. There's also your heated seats, heated steering wheel, fan speed is also in the middle here. And then you have some other research that you can get into as well. In the very lower section, we do have physical buttons for your power and volume, as well as the temperature. You have fan speed and then other research too. So it's a really nice integration with having all of those physical buttons and everything within the screen. Wireless charging is down below with some auxiliaries and a little bit of space. You do get a little bit of space with 2 cup holders. And then we do have a new design for the shifter. So the release is in the front. When we put it into reverse, we have that backup camera. There's drive, and then M on the side allows you to use these paddle shifters. So that way you can shift using those if you would like to. Now there's the e-brake. You have parallel parking along with traction control and the engine start stop. This button right here is a shortcut to what I showed earlier for the off-road settings. So those will pop up in the middle there. And then we have all the 4-wheel drive selectors along with a trailer backup assistance and several driving modes. So you have a lot for on the road, and then there's also a few for off-road. So depending on the terrain that you are going in. There's also a little bit of storage in the armrest here. You do have a trailer braking system as well. There's more storage above the glove box where you have plenty of space. And then there's the rear view mirror. We have all the dome lights. There's a sunglass holder and then factory auxiliary switches. So you can hook up compressors, exterior lights, anything like that. And then here's a look at visibility. Mid-size trucks really don't have too many blind spots because the glass is right there. Let's go ahead though, get this out on the road. And with everything still in sport mode, here we go. Nice mild acceleration, we're up to speed. Now I want to talk about toning everything down. So we'll go into a normal for the dampeners, we'll go into quiet for the exhaust, and then we will go into normal for the steering. Now obviously I'm not doing any performance style or off-roading, as tempting as that looks in front of me there. But we'll see what the suspension is like as far as how much softer it got or stiffer. And obviously you can't even hear the exhaust there in quiet mode. So it's nice that you have all of these functions and they're right here. So on the fly, you can adjust these depending on how you feel for the day. And this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Raptor, the Ranger Raptor. I keep wanting to call it a Bronco, but we're in the Ranger Raptor here. And I think this is a really good mid-sized truck option. let's talk about the power plant for this, because that is going to be, I think, a key factor, especially when you compare it to the competition. We have the 3-liter twin turbo V6, or as Ford calls it, the EcoBoost V6, which is the twin turbo. And a lot of other companies are doing 4 cylinders with smaller engines. So we have the 2.4 liters, we have some 2 liters, I believe, and all of those are going to be 4 cylinders compared to the V6 in this. Now, what's interesting to note though is that with the 430 pound-feet of torque we have in this, the Tacoma Hybrid, which is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder with the hybrid system, does have around 465 pound-feet of torque. So it has more torque than this, which is a little bit larger of an engine. And you know, a lot of people aren't too happy with the 4 cylinders, and we have the 3-liter here with not quite as much power. So I think it's a trade-off between kind of what you are going to be drawn to. No doubt the twin turbo V6 in this is, I would say, cooler to have than a 4-cylinder. So I don't think that's really going to be a deciding factor, or shouldn't be a deciding factor. The Ranger Raptor is the only trim level that has this V6. When you go with a normal Ranger, it's going to have the 4-cylinder as well. So if you're looking to get this engine, you have to go with the Raptor. But I've been in the 4 cylinders. I think they all have an adequate amount of power, just depending on, you know, what you need and your budget, what you're looking to spend. If you don't want to spend 60 grand on a mid-sized truck, then, you know, you're gonna have to get a different engine. But this engine seems to be pretty healthy. I don't have any complaints with it. It seems like it's going to be do fine, get up to speed fine. You don't have to worry about, you know, a lack of power with this specific engine. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. Once again, a huge shout out to Mooresville Ford for providing this truck for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.